everyone. Today, I would like to talk about the examples of leadership. We keep talking about, who can be a leader, what are the qualities of leaderships, and basically we talk about the qualities of leadership in terms of the different skills, like the communications, a good listener, motivator, decision maker, honest and truthful, and someone who has integrity, things like that. But who could be the examples of those qualities? Those are the things that we will talk about. We have so many leaders around us. We have seen so far. So let's talk about those leaders. Even if they might not have all those skills and qualities, but basically those are the leaders we tend to think when we talk about the leadership, or talk about the examples of leaders and leadership. So let's talk about the examples of leaders. Okay, so talking about basically the objectives of this discussion today is to become acquainted with the exemplary leaders and to be motivated by their life stories of the leaders, and also to utilize leadership skills in real life scenarios, and to think the leadership abilities of those in your area. So you can discuss that as well. So talking about the different leaders, we can think about a few leaders that they come to our mind. So Mahatma Gandhi could be one of the leaders with those qualities, and he really played a significant role for the independence of India, when it was under the British rule. And he Mahatma Gandhi initiated the non-violent civil disobedience movement. They rejected all the stuff from outside, and they raised a non-violent war, um, which is basically which basically played a significant role for the independence of India. So we can read his life stories and get inspired and learn the skills that a leader can have. Similarly, we have the another leader that comes to our mind is Winston Churchill. Yes, there are some weaknesses and some strength as well. Maybe there might be some weaknesses as well, but again, Winston Churchill is known as a leader of Great Britain, who lead Great Britain and the Allied powers to victory against the Nazis. And again, if we read when we read Winston Churchill's story and life stories, we will come to know his skills and the other qualities of leadership as well. Similarly, Martin Luther King, is very famous for his dream, I have a dream. That is the most powerful speech ever so far, and it's very persuasive as well. The way he has given a speech out there to people. And he also played a significant role for the emancipations of black peoples, who had been suppressed and oppressed by the whites, and they didn't have the rights at all. So how he lead the mass against the segregation, and that is also very important. And the way he communicates ideas is very persuasive and very effective as well. So again, reading the life stories of Martin Luther King and the role he played during his time is always inspirational, and we can learn those qualities from those leaders as well. Similarly, Nelson Mandela, his role against the racial discrimination is equally important, and he has been known all across the world, and will be remembered, even the generation to come, even for the generation to come. And similarly, Albert Einstein and his work for the betterment of humanity is always great. So when we talk about leadership, we cannot only discuss it in terms of the politics or political leadership. There can be a leadership in any field, as a manager, as a as a someone working for profit or non-profit organization, or even in the field of arts and humanities. You can be a leader in the work that you do. So that's why the idea of leadership can be applied in any area of studies, or in any field that you are interested in or work in. Okay. And similarly, we have Abraham Lincoln. He's also considered to be a great emancipator of slaves, and he is still remembered even today and even for the generation to come. And similarly, Mother Teresa, she is considered to have eased the human sufferings, and she has fought for peace as well. And then Stephen Hawking, he is can be considered someone who has a powerful positive thinking. He's a person of a with a lot of power positive thinking, despite he is someone with a disability. He proved to be one of the powerful persons, or talented, brilliant person with a lot of ability despite his physical disability. He's part of the person with a lot of ability who discovered this quantum physics and black holes. So that's why he can be a a great motivator or inspiration for so many people out there as well. And then similarly, Bill Gates, he can be also an inspiration for innovators, those who are in business. Look at that, the way he started business and became a billionaire and the most richest, one of the most richest persons in the world as well. So these are the ins. So that's why when we are looking at these leaders, or reading the life stories of these leaders, as a leader, you can be an inspirational, for so many people out there as well. That is also one of the qualities of the leader. So these are the exemplary leaders we have seen so far. Similarly, Oprah Winfrey, look at the how she was born and raised, and in the communities that she was born and raised in, and then how she immensely progressed. It is all those leadership qualities she had. She motivated herself, and now she motivated so many women out there. As a as someone is she's a a woman, number one. Number two, she's someone coming from a the community, that kind of a community which was racially segregated and discriminated, but still she proved herself to be a powerful woman in the world. So these people are very inspirational. Again, along with these the leaders, we have few many other leaders, or many more than these. It's just an example I'm giving you in these slides. Malala, Jacinda Ardern, or maybe the guy, the gentleman, Luis Urjua. He is was the shift foreman and was the last man out of the collapsed San Jose mine. And similarly, Eleanor Roosevelt. These are the exemplary, inspiring, the leaders, and we can always be inspired by their stories and life stories as well. So after we read all of these, people's life stories, we will know what were the qualities that these leaders had, and they were successful in their lives. Okay, so that's why we always need to, think about them when we talk about the leadership as well. So try to have some time to study about these leaders, and then their life stories, and how they were born and raised, and what kind of progress they made in their lives, what sort of things they did, and that also will help you better understand the leaders as well, and then how you can yourself be a leader in the future. So that's why this also will tells you whether the leaders are by birth, or you are born by it, by the qualities, or you cultivate those qualities years after. So yeah, check it out, read the stories, and let me know what you think. And also you can add a few more other exemplary leaders at the comments below as well. All right, so thank you, have a wonderful one.